What if I told you there's a hidden code in pretty much all the data that surrounds us? Secret patterns that decide everything from which emails land in your spam folder to, believe it or not, the weather. Well, today, we're gonna crack that code.
All right, let's just jump right in with a question for you. What on earth could possibly connect these three things? A spam filter doing its thing, the random static a sensor picks up, and the exact moment a piece of hardware decides to give up. I mean, they seem totally random and unrelated, right?
Well, believe it or not, they're all marching to the beat of the same hidden mathematical drum. The best way to think about these patterns is like they're the biological DNA of data itself. Just like your DNA sets the blueprint for you, these patterns or distributions define how data behaves, giving it a shape and a structure we can actually predict.
So today, we're going to decode the 6 most important of these patterns. And trust me, by the end of this, you're going to have a key, a kind of secret decoder ring for understanding the data that runs our world in a whole new light.
All right, so where do we start? We start with the absolute basics, the building block of everything else, the humble coin flip.
This has a name, of course. It's called the Bernoulli distribution. And it's super simple. All it does is look at one single event, just one, that has only 2 possible outcomes. That's it. Success or failure, yes or no, 1 or 0.
And here's the cool part. This super simple idea is everywhere. We're not just talking coin tosses. Think about it. Did someone open your email? Yep, that's a Bernoulli event. Is a medical test positive or negative? Same thing. Is this a picture of a cat or not a cat? You got it. Every single one of these yes-no questions starts right here.
Okay, so a single event is pretty straightforward. But what happens when we string a bunch of these together? Well, that's when things get really interesting, and we move from a simple yes-no to actually counting things.
Say hello to the binomial distribution. You can think of it as Bernoulli's older, bigger sibling. If Bernoulli is just one coin flip, binomial is flipping that coin, say, 100 times and then counting up all the heads. Now, the key here, and this is super important, is that you have a fixed number of tries.
This is your go-to when you know exactly how many shots you get. For example, you're counting defective parts in a batch of exactly 100, or you're looking at how many patients recover out of a specific group of 50. See, in both cases, the total number of trials is locked in before you even start.
But what if you don't have a fixed number of tries? What if events are just happening, randomly, over time? Well, for that, we need a different tool. And that tool is the Poisson distribution. This one doesn't care about a set number of trials. Instead, it counts how many times something happens in a fixed chunk of time or space, like in an hour, or on a single page of a book.
And you gotta understand, this is a totally different way of thinking. We're not talking about getting 3 heads out of 10 flips anymore. Now we're talking about getting, say, 12 calls per hour, or finding 2 typos per page. It's all about a rate over an interval, not a count within a fixed bucket.
All right, let's hit the brakes for a second, because we're about to make a huge shift. Everything we've talked about so far, it's all been about counting things, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. Nice, whole numbers. Well, now we're diving into the world of measuring.
So what's the difference? It's pretty simple, actually. You count things. You can't have 2.5 defective items. It's either 2 or 3. But you measure things, like someone's height. You could be 175 centimeters tall, or 175.1, or 175.1123, right? Those countable numbers are called discrete, and the measurable ones are continuous. It's a fundamental split.
The easiest one to start with here is the uniform distribution. Just think of it as the anything can happen distribution. It's perfectly fair. If a computer is going to pick a random time within the next hour, any outcome, whether it's in the first second or the 59th minute, is equally likely.
Okay, now let's tie this back to something we already know. Remember Poisson? How it counted the number of events in an hour? Well, the exponential distribution is its partner. It asks a different question. How long do you have to wait between those events? If Poisson counts the calls, exponential measures the time between the calls. They're like 2 sides of the very same coin.
And this leads to a really wild, kind of mind-bending idea called the memoryless property. Get this, it means that if you've already been waiting for a bus for 10 minutes, the chance you'll have to wait another 5 minutes is exactly the same as it was when you first got there. The past doesn't matter at all. The system has no memory. Every single moment is a fresh start. It's kind of weird, right?
All right, and now it's time for the main event,
the superstar, the heavyweight champion of all distributions, the one pattern you've definitely seen before because it shows up literally everywhere. We're talking about the all-powerful bell curve.
So its official name is the Gaussian distribution, or the normal distribution. And the reason it's so common is because of a powerhouse idea called the central limit theorem. The gist is this: when you get a bunch of different random things and add them all together, the final result almost always ends up looking like this bell shape. It's why it perfectly describes things like people's heights, which are the result of tons of little, tiny, independent factors all mixed together.
And the best thing about the bell curve is that it has this super handy rule of thumb. It's a cheat code, really. Here's how it works. For most things, about 68% of all the data, the really common everyday stuff, is going to fall within just one step, or what we call one standard deviation away from the average in the middle.
Okay, now go out 2 steps from that average. Boom. You've just captured about 95% of everything. We're talking pretty much all the normal, expected outcomes are living inside this range.
And if you go out a third step, you've got 99.7% of it all. I mean, that's basically everything. Anything that happens outside of that 3-step range is a super, super rare event. This little trick, the 68, 95, 99.7 rule, it's one of the most practical tools in all of statistics. Seriously.
Okay, let's take a breath and put all these pieces together. What we've really done here is build ourselves a toolkit, a powerful set of lenses for looking at the world and making sense of all the data flying around.
So let's run through them one more time, quickfire style. Bernoulli, that's your simple yes or no. Binomial, that's for counting successes when you know the number of tries. Poisson, that's for counting random events over time. Uniform, that's when everything in a range is equally possible. Exponential, that's the waiting time between those random events. And the normal distribution, that's the famous bell curve, the result of a million little things added up.
Look, at the end of the day, these aren't just some boring equations from a math class. Not at all. They are the fundamental shapes that reality takes. They give us a language to talk about randomness, to find the signal hidden in all the noise. You now have the key to read the DNA of data. So the real question is, what amazing patterns are you going to go out and discover?